Hey everyone, welcome back to Titan Tips. Today we're still in King's Caprice here, and I just want to talk about maximizing favor. Obviously, maximizing your score when it comes to the event is going to be really important to help your guild out to earn rewards, all that kind of stuff. And so I just want to talk through a couple of things to do with that. First of all, generally speaking, when you go into Caprices, the higher tiers are going to be the best when it comes to resources to the amount of favor that you're going to get. It's very rarely going to make sense for you to spam like tier 3s, tier 4s, tier 5s, whatever, when you can be crafting tier 9s. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do the lower tiers. The only way that that would really make sense is if you have, let's say, a tier maybe a couple lower, but that is fully ascended. So in this case, maybe it would make sense for me to do the tier 9 because it's fully ascended instead of doing the tier 10, right? Next thing I want to mention is if you are at the point where you're into tier 8s, tier 9s, tier 10s, so you're using these tier 3 resources, those are going to be the resources that are going to be a big bottleneck for you. So let me show you an example. So elements have been up for a while. So I've been crafting all elements which take ether only. They don't take any jewels, okay? So gauntlets and clothes are my other two options. So if we go here to Caprices, these elements have been up for a while, but as you can see, I'm completely out of ether because that's been a huge thing that's been in demand, but I have a ton of jewels. So for example, if you look at clothes and you look at gauntlets, clothes have ether, gauntlets have jewels here, right? But let's say these elements were not part of the King's Caprice selection right now, and I had like another leather and another iron item, okay? So that means that my herb and my wood are both not getting used. So I have an option. I can go to my normal crafts and just say, okay, I want to craft my wood and I want to craft my herbs. But if I use herbs, let's say on this Lux tablet, that's putting even more demand on my ether. And so basically just what I'm saying is keep in mind where your demand is, and if you know that you're spending a ton of ether or your ether is getting really low and it's going to take close to an hour to regen to the top anyways, make sure that you're not spending your tier 3 resources on anything except for Caprice items only. Because even if I had 90 here and I started spending 19 a pop, even if I make a couple of these Lux tablets, that's 40, almost 40 additional ether that I don't have to spend on these primal elements. Like I'm going to be buying this here and I'm still going to be crafting my sacred elements. I'm still going to be crafting my flood elements. Like I'm still going to be using more ether, and that's going to be a big drain there. And then if I'm, filling this resources and continuing, this 35 is still going to run out really quickly. I can use my resource packets with the guild coins. Yes, absolutely. But you only get 3 of those in every 24 hours, which means that's going to run out eventually anyways. So just make sure that you keep in mind where your tier 3s are going and try not to spend them on anything except Caprice items so that you can craft as efficiently as possible. And also crafting the highest tier that you can, of course, depending on your ascensions and all that kind of stuff, to hopefully get some nice multi-crafts, to get some nice quality chances, all that kind of stuff. And of course, spending less resources helps a lot as well. So hopefully this helps you guys out to get as much favor as possible in this event, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with some more.